So, yeah, it just got worse. Honestly, I swear to God, it just got worse. And it's wild, all of these things that are being uncovered right now. It's strange. It's strange. I mean, I have to first of all talk about the feedback that I got from the video that I made where I said I'm going to quit, or I quit Blader's Rebirth. And we have to talk about that. First of all, I can't thank you guys enough. It's like 95% are going to side with what I said. And even the staff team says, yeah, they're siding with the stuff that I've said. And they've been very positive. And they also tried to get me back. Obviously, there were even developers messaging me, which I am just with love. Honestly, I have to clear up just a few things, a few names, if that was misunderstood. So I have to do that. It's really important that I wanted to do that. And there's also some interesting stuff. So let's talk first about the obvious, the elephant in the room. My nemesis has struck again. And she actually messaged me yesterday. There was a big conversation going between me and Rose. I checked on the server, went in, and I saw that they revoked my YouTuber role. So they took the role away, which I think is a little bit childish because in the end I did make 4 months videos for that game, and in the end they just revoked that and they're just like, yeah, you're not a YouTuber anymore because you said you quit. I mean, I guess that's the justification of that. But yeah, Rose took that away, and yes, Rose, I know it was you. It was just taken away, which was funny because just a few hours before that she messaged me and there was a lot of stuff going on, and I want to go over a few things. I'm not going to necessarily show all of the screenshots because I don't know. It's just, I don't want to give my nemesis too much platform. But there was a lot of stuff going on saying that she was initially not interested in revoking my, the agreement that we had. And there were some screenshots that she shared. And it's funny that 36 actually said a few things about that. So because he doesn't message me anymore ever since I dropped the video and before that as well. So there was something where he said, wait, I'm just going to try to pull it up for you guys. Give me 1 second. There were a few interesting points made in that. And also, there was a big bombshell. For me, personally, I thought that was a pretty big bombshell, but whatever. I just have to quickly pull all of this stuff up. You'll see a lot of it in the background. I mean, if you're interested, you can read through it, but I'm just going to show you the screenshot here. And there, as you can see, there's a lot of things going on here, it kind of felt to me, and I told her that as well, that it kind of feels like that she's trying, I guess she's getting a backlash. I'm not sure, but that's maybe the reason why she messaged all these things. But I did initially say that I don't fully believe what she's saying. I thought it was quite nice and it was all right that she messaged me, but in the end, it did not, change my mind. It didn't change my mind. So here it is. Yeah, I know, but I can, with an update, disabling tradings with content creators would work, I think. Are there any other content creators other than him? Yeah, but they don't upload as frequently as him. He uploads every day or something. Anyways, all right, then it should be fine. If you think it should be changed with the guidelines you're making, then we can see them, but I don't want to make it complicated for only active CCs right now. So basically, you're giving me the green light to allow mods to give them anything they want in the main game. For Abducted, yeah. For everyone else, no. That was a bombshell. This thing uncovered, I was like, wow. Okay, we're back at it. I think we can make this work again, And then, I don't know, I guess my YouTube stuff got revoked and stuff. She kind of I don't know, I don't really know, man. There's a lot of things happening in this chat that I don't necessarily want to go over too much because it's just so much. It's a lot of saving their behinds, or at least trying to. There was one important part, though, in this conversation that I had with Rose, and I just want to highlight this. Wait, where is this? This whole... wait, let me just quickly find this. How do you even... I basically, I asked her, because she did say, okay, so let me just explain this to you. You guys can read the whole stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on that I'm not really sure about. I'm going to get to this in a second. First of all, she said she is not calling, because in my previous video I said that you shouldn't call the shots if you don't know what you're doing and stuff like that. And then she basically said that she does not call the shots. Basically, what she does is she has nothing to do with the game, but she has everything to do with the server, basically. So that is what she told me, and I was like, all right, cool. Why do you have the authority then to again still make something? What is it called? Why do you make a decision over something that is part of the game? Because this was actually nothing that was part of the of the server. It was part of the game. It was an agreement that I had with 36, right? So it was part of the game. And yeah, she said that, well, she didn't know, and it was a miscommunication. There's a lot of miscommunication, and this is the main reason what's going on the server is the miscommunication. I think if the communication would be top notch, I could probably promise you that this would probably just, you know, dissolve in thin air. This wouldn't even exist. So there was a big bombshell though that she dropped on it, because in the last video, I have said, and I'm going to show you this in a second, just give me a second here. So last video I said that she doesn't even play the game. Like, she doesn't play the game, so like calling those shots that are basically all about the game, you know, it's about their content creation, it was about me, it was about the agreement that this is all stuff that happened for the game, inside of the game. So if she tells me that she actually has nothing to do with the game but only manages the server, I thought, okay, but why do you call these shots then? Like, the question still remains, you know. But there are two sides of the coin. I do get her though. Like, she actually mentioned a few points in there where I was like, yeah, okay, that's fair enough, to say the least, you know, because she said she couldn't just like give somebody the authority to give me items in the game while she doesn't really know much about it, and like nobody really knew much about it. So that makes sense, right? Like, I kind of understand that, but still revoking it like this and then posting the agreement that we had on a public state, because, okay, so some people have criticized, not many, but some people have criticized me just wanting the privileges for me, and there's a certain part to that. It took me about months. It was about 2 months to get to that point, right? It wasn't like it just happened overnight. I just went to 36. I was like, hey, dude, can you give me this stuff in the game? No, I had to earn this respect, you know. I had to earn this over time by doing a lot of videos, by making views. They were then starting to trust me just a little bit, that they give me a few items here and there, that they give me a little bit of money so I can spend that on the game for content creation. Then some of them were talking to me about the updates just a tiny bit. You know, it was a long process of getting to that final agreement of basically being able to spawn anything in the game. So it was a long time. It took a long time to get there. And then now suddenly they take this agreement that I worked really, 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 really hard for, and they suddenly go like, okay, everybody can have it now. And that was the issue that I had, at least emotionally, because I already messaged this to a few people. I am emotional when it comes to these things, because if this is your personal work and if you work on it very hard and stuff, you view it differently as from an outsider's perspective. Some people would just look at it and go like, oh, I don't see the deal actually. Like, it doesn't really seem to me that big of a deal. I mean, I get you, but it's not that big of a deal. And that is the thing. Like, they get me, but they can't have the same feeling as I have, because I did it. I was the one that really if we would count this together, I think it's over 150 videos easily without TikTok, okay, making for Bladis Rebirth. So it was a ton of videos that I dished out, and you kind of like treat them as your own child. You really get emotionally attached to your content. So if then somebody just goes like, all right, take that agreement, whatever, everybody can have it. Nobody posting content creation, like nobody posted it, just me. And now they're basically saying, okay, if you start posting on content creation now, you can have the same agreement without working for it at all. And that was the reason why I felt disrespected. Now, is that justified? Can you understand this point now a little bit better or not? That is, I don't know, maybe not, maybe you don't. It's fine. I'm not angry at anybody not for seeing my point. But there were a lot of people, there's a lot of feedback that got back to me where people actually said that they really understand where I was coming from and so on. So that is just to this specific part of the feedback of the video. Now, there was this big bombshell that Rose dropped on me, because I said in my video, she doesn't play the game, right? Like, why is she calling all of these shots in the game if she doesn't even know the game, basically, and doesn't even play the game? And then she said, you know what? I don't play the game. 36 doesn't play the game. The developers don't play the game. And some of the admins don't play, or whatever, some of the other staff people, they don't play the game either. And I said, checkmate, dude. That is the reason wrong with the game. That is exactly the reason. I mean, yeah, and then I did talk to Lucine, and I'm going to talk about these people in just a second because they're really good people. Lucine said, yeah, but they don't need to play the game because they develop it, they have testers for that. But isn't that initially the core problem? If you actually create your own project and you are not using your own project, like if you don't, like, how can I say this? If you don't fully play your own stuff, how can you make or want other people's to play it? I understand that developing, because there's a big difference, and this is what people need to understand. There's a big difference between developing and playing the game, because you, as a developer, you see it on as a developer view on the game, and that's cool if you start a game. But if there's an already existing game, if the game is already like thriving in some ways, you need to also play it to understand what you later then want to change. Because, and here's the thing, testers are not always as accurate, because most of these testers are like, what, 13, 14, 12, whatever, 16, maybe older, I don't know. But that is one good view to have, but you need to form your own ways. And if she doesn't play the game, if 36 doesn't play the game, if the developers don't play the game, this is the core structure, literally, for a game's success. You will see that you then only have to depend on other people. You have to depend on what the beta testers say. You have to depend on the testers, the balancers, and they are not always right either, because you're not creating a game for a tester, you're creating the game for a broad spectrum of players, right? And if you don't listen to what the community has to say, which I believe right now is like a shoot ton, it's a lot, then you have an issue. And that's a big issue. The game is struggling. If they would have listened, let me tell you, this is just, I don't want to take a stab at the developers because they are good at what they're doing, but if you would take the last update, right? The last update took a long time. It was a really, really long time. I don't know how long it was. Don't kill me with numbers here. But if you take the developers, right? The last update, right? And look at it, you will find out they have done everything but what the community wanted. Let that sink in. They've created an entire update around things that nobody wanted. I personally, as a content creator, I liked it. I was fine with it because I could make videos about it. Nice, we have another new aura, we have another few this and that. Cool, dope. But you know what's missing? The bloody end game. Everybody is max. Everybody has been. Last update, everybody has been max level. Everybody. Like, so many people were max level. They were just dwindling around. Well, there's not, I know there's no max level, right? It can continue. For me personally, to reach the end game, max level is 1,500. So, but most people were between 1,000 and 1,500. And they were all waiting because it was a huge grind with bronze ascents to level. And then after that, even crazier. Some people went up to 3,000, 4,000 levels. You guys have no freaking life, honestly. So, at the time, the last update was, you know, the last update came out, which was like 1 or 2 months ago, right? People were already at their max capacity. They were like, all right, we already know everything. Why are we getting... What they added was pay to win, right? They added a shop. This wasn't in there before. The shop only contained game passes. Now you have basically a shop where you can buy bay parts that are not in the game. This is the word of pay to win, right? There's Hydra in it, there's Dusk in it. These are very powerful parts. There's some auras in it, so you can buy yourself up. But there's no end game for the players. And that was one of the core issues, right? This is what people are talking about. Now, I don't want to take a stab, because this is another part of the video now. This is important. I don't want to take a stab at the developers, because I think they are just under the pressure on the higher ups. I don't know how much freedom or creativity they are allowed to put in before running it by, I don't know, Rose, 36, whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. But everybody feels it right now. Everybody's feeling it. Everybody is under the impression that nothing is happening. Nothing is going for it. Now, the next update, which is supposed to be out today, someday, they said that. I have no idea if it's the case. They will change that. I'm pretty sure. They're not that stupid, because they fell face front on the first once. What? They fell first on the face All right, once. They're not going to do it twice. I'm pretty sure on that. Now, I did go in and I don't know. I went onto the Discord server because here's the other part. I do talk a lot to people there. There's Lucine in it. There's Hunter, of course. There's some people in there that are quite important to the scene, and I'm talking to them. And I don't know if I made it clear or not in the last video. I don't know if I made it clear or not, but these guys are absolutely in the green, okay? So you see at the end of my last video, if you haven't finished till the end, there's like a thanks to, and there's the names that I'm listing, right? So you guys have to really go and check that out. These are the people that are absolutely in the clear. The only people that I have had an issue as of so far is Rose 36, and maybe, I don't know about Ceteris anymore. I think he's doing something else. I think he has some private life stuff going on. That's why we don't hear much from him anymore. He was always on my side, and I would not know why he wouldn't be. There was also another developer. I think it was Mr. Tui? I don't know how to say it, but messaged me, and he was interested in me coming back to the game and stuff. But I did kind of have to decline because I have not. You know, let me tell you one thing. That was super funny. Yesterday, after I posted the video, obviously my DMs exploded. There was a lot of people doing a lot of allegations to people like Rose and stuff. They were showing me screenshots of some really, really, really shady stuff. I gotta be honest, like hosting tournaments and then just like cutting them off and then just not even telling the people that actually participated, that spent hours and hours of making the specific art, and they were not even notified by Rose that these people, that it was canceled and stuff. They had to ask themselves, which is wild to me. There's some crazy allegations going on of, I don't know, Rose being a racist, and I can't really go into these thingies because I don't know all of this stuff. Like, if there's proof, if there's actual proof, yeah, we can talk about it, but right now it just feels like things are being stirred up, and like it just feels like that she's just being targeted here a little bit because of my video. It kind of like put her a little bit into the negative standpoint. I kind of don't want that because she's a person too. She's basically also doing what she thinks is right, which is the same thing that I'm doing right now. I also believe talking about these issues because nobody is voicing it. Nobody is voicing it, and many people said in my feedback, thank you, you're finally somebody that is stepping up to it. And I think since they've already nailed the coffin in, right, now I can talk about all of these things, and I can listen to the stories that you guys present us, that you have personal issues with the game or with the staff, because there were some crazy hardcore stuff in it. There was a lot of talks and admins abusing their power. There was a lot of talks in there that people said that they spawned items for their friends. There was talk in it that they said that they would ban them if they beat them in PvP. These are all allegations, and they don't have to be true. So I don't want to voice that yet, and I don't want to accuse anybody off of it because I haven't seen that. What I have seen personally, I can only talk about what happened to me unless there is some solid proof right now. And if there is somebody out there that has solid proof of wrongdoings on the server and that people abuse their power and that things go in really deep, I will investigate this, and on this channel I will make it public. That is for sure. They have already kind of silenced me by taking away the YouTuber role, which means this video cannot be posted in content, and I'm pretty sure that over time they're gonna delete the negative videos that I made into the content section, and I'm pretty sure that they're just kind of like trying to slowly take this out, which I personally think is kind of heartbreaking, to be honest, because the reason they just revoked it is just to show the power, and I'm not gonna sit here and let that be done with me. I'm not gonna sit here and let anybody power over us. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna be the voice here that is speaking up, and that if there is actually some wrongdoings on the server, I'm gonna call them out on that, and we're gonna discuss this. And if there's really some solid proof of somebody being a racist and all of these other things, I will bring this to the light, and these people will then see what they have from being a stupid racist, you know. And let me tell you another thing. which was crazy. Some people still messaged me about the clan that I did, that I kind of messed up with. So I want to just give you a little bit more on the backstory, just a tiny bit. It was something Shadows of something. I forgot the name. The problem with that was basically I wasn't hired, but I was asked to change that clan, and I did some really strong changes to it. I've taken out a lot of people. I wanted to build a team with the nice people that were not against everybody. There was a lot of racism going on in the chat. I immediately stopped that. Everybody that used this foul language, using the N-word and like crazy, okay, I banned these people, and they didn't like that. So they took a disliking to me. And while I was creating this team, trying to change the server for the better, I found out that the person which hired me, basically, that was the owner, made pedo jokes on Discord. And that was the reason why I left this place and why I left the clan to basically just like suffer on their own. It was a very toxic surrounding. But the guy made pedo jokes in the Discord, on the official Discord, and he even got the YouTuber role revoked from that. And as soon as I heard that, Hunter actually, I think, told me about it. I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna put anybody's name in there, but somebody told me this. And showed me this as well, and it was absolutely unacceptable. It was disgusting. I don't even know how you could make even a joke like that. You cannot call this a joke. This needs to be investigated immediately. So what I did was what everybody would. I distanced myself from it, and I went as far away from it as possible. I create a safe place on my YouTube channel. I create a safe place for everybody of all ages to enjoy Roblox. And if somebody is out there making these statements, these jokes, whatever he said, later on he said, I'm a minor myself and stuff, you still can't do that. You still cannot do that. Something is deeply, deeply wrong with you if you do that. I forgot this guy's name. Something with blogs, something. I forgot the guy's name. I don't even know. If I'll remember, I'll make a post about it, because these people, they really... Anyways, so that was the reason why I left the clan. And I didn't tell everybody in there. I actually probably told one or two people on it, and I just left. So they thought I was just this bad guy that tries to rip a clan apart and then just, smacks off and just chills and drives out into the sunset. That was not the reason why I did that. The reason why I did that was because the owner made some very inappropriate, very, very, very inappropriate, very dark... I can't even call it jokes. It was just basically an insult to his own persona. It was wild. It was wild. So that's why I left. That was the reason why I left, because people asked me about that I should make a statement in this video. So there's a lot of drama going on that server, man, and it's absolutely insane to me. I don't know. People are talking about NSFW, is it called like that? There's a lot of stuff going on. It's not being moderated properly. These are all a lot of allegations. I get a lot of messages, but people might also just be angry because they got banned. So I have to get into that more specifically. I have to take a look into it deeper. And I'm going to tell you, if you guys want to support this, and if you have any proof of anything, we're going to make the people pay that really are on this. I'm on a trail of destruction with this, because I just don't like how people are being treated sometimes. You can call me a humanitarian, the Samaritan. I am really trying, really deeply trying to uncover things here. Obviously, that is not the best promotion for them, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were trying to get me out of there, or maybe ban me or something. Maybe possible, because I was already revoked the YouTuber role by Rose, which I personally think is so stupid. I mean, I definitely have earned that. Even if I said that I'm gonna stop making videos, revoking that is such a childish move. It really is just... It just shows everything wrong with the game currently. I think she is definitely not in the right position. She rose up very... Is that even rised? Rose up way too fast. She said she was a moderator when I was on there. I've never heard anything about her. This is the first time I hear from her. The only time I've ever heard from that human being was when this whole ship started sinking. That's when I first heard of her. In 6 months, never heard of her. Not once. I don't know. She just came out of straight out of hell. Just was rising up, and yeah. So, just to finish this thing off, Blader's Odyssey has been a very supportive kind here as well. Now, you know, I'm not switching here. I'm not that type of guy. I did have some connection to Blader's Odyssey ever since I played Blader's Rebirth, because it was like this new up-and-coming project. I was interested in an up-and-coming project just to be like part of it and see how it plays out. But I do have to say I was very loyal to Blader's Rebirth. That's why I never initially put more time into Blader's Odyssey. But now, since this agreement and everything has stopped with Blader's Rebirth, I mean, I let you guys decide. I see no reason why I shouldn't be interested in a project like Blader's Odyssey. This is just my personal opinion. I don't want to be that kind of guy that people are going to be like, oh yeah, now it's okay, right? I was actually, while I was in Blader's Rebirth, I was talking to the people from Blader's Odyssey just to see how it develops, because I was interested in another project of Beyblades that has a little bit more physics-based situation. So I was just hopping from project to project. As a content creator, that's what you do. You kind of like go from content to see, is there a possibility of a future? Is there a possibility? And then I just got to talk to V a little bit. By the way, really great guy, nice guy. He really does take his time to talk to the people that are interested in the project. And I've seen a little bit of stuff that looked quite interesting to me. So we'll see how that will play out in the future. They have said that they support me on the journey that I'm on here, which I personally think is awesome. Somebody that is really interested in the stuff that I do, and maybe also that I deserve. I don't know. People always treat themselves always worse than they actually deserve, so maybe I do deserve that or not. I'll let you guys decide. What is wrong with my English? Anyways, this is starting. This is a new chapter, everybody, okay? This is the new chapter of Blader's Rebirth. Where is this going? What are these people doing? What are these accusations? Because this is not one accusation that I've received. It was at least, I'm going to promise you, it was at least 15 DMs with screenshots. So I have to investigate. We have to get in on this. And I believe that we might actually opening up something far, far more sinister than I initially thought was there. So, but please don't harass anybody, because you will not you will be as bad as other people with harassment. Don't do that. We have to be smart. We have to think. We have to analyze. We have to see. We have to see through the chats. We have to analyze and see what has been happening over time, and then maybe we will uncover something, or it will be a theory forever. We never know. A conspiracy theory. Call me a conspiracy therapist. I don't know. I have no idea. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go along, and you are part of this. Is there more drama to uncover? I don't know. Does it look like it? Yes, it does. We'll see what the future holds. I am your abducted. I'll see you very soon. By the way, I'm going into a spa holiday now for the next 2 days, which means I'm in a 5-star hotel and stuff like that with my girlfriend. It's going to be fun. So I will not be posting or investigating, but you can send me DMs right now on Discord. Discord link is in the info box. Just type in abducted by Robloxians, no hashtags. You can add me. If you have something to say, let me voice it. Let me voice it, and we'll see what we can uncover. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Peace out.